Welcome back to the TCO Studios. Gabe Henderson here. The Vikings looking for their second win in as many weeks, this time on Sunday Night Football against an undefeated Seattle Seahawks team. In typical Sunday Night Football fashion, we slide into this interview with the one and only Cris Collinsworth. Cris, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man? I haven't done any slide this year, though. It's unbelievable. How that ever became a thing, I have absolutely no idea. But it was fun.
Was it all improv?
You know what? I mean, this is going to sound, you'll understand this from television. So Al does like the opening on camera bit, right, into the camera. And so they would always put a piece of tape where I was supposed to sit. And they said, all right, put your legs on either side of that piece of tape. So I said, okay. And then our director, Drew Escoff, would go, Cris, you're in Al's shot. Get your ass out of Al's shot over here. So I was like, okay. So I would lean out of the shot. And I'm sitting there like that. And then Al would do his thing. And he'd say, all right, let's bring in Cris. And so I would do that. And then, so it became like, I don't know how somebody ended up putting it on the internet.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's taken over my life. So Al's idea for this year was, instead of me sliding in, to have me sit there, and he would push me so he'd have social distance, slide me out. So,
awesome. Well, looking forward to Sunday Night Football, Vikings-Seahawks. What's your take on this game?
I mean, it's hard to picture this game not being a little bit high scoring, you know? I mean, certainly we've seen Seattle and Russell and DK and Tyler and all those guys just putting up huge numbers already on the season. But they've also given up some yards and given up some points. And with Justin Jefferson coming out now for the Vikings, and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, they've got a few weapons of their own. So I know the weather's not going to be perfect, and I know Russell can throw the ball pretty well in the cold and wet and whatever. So we'll see how the Vikings handle that out here. But at least on the surface, you go, boy, we expect a few points to be scored.
Yeah. And you talk about Justin Jefferson. You were a wide receiver in this league. What's your take on him?
Unbelievable.
Cousins back to pass, loops one right, caught Jefferson, great catch, in double coverage, big boy with a 23-yard grab.
His catch radius, we heard about that when he was in college, and we're starting to see it now in the NFL.
I think he's been a revelation ongoing as we've gone, not just through his LSU season, but you don't typically see a slot wide receiver who gets moved to the outside and immediately has the kind of impact that he's been having. You know, I mean, he has great hands. He has a great contested catch guy with a vertical. Somebody taught him how to play receiver. I mean, he uses inside releases against leverage to run corner routes, and he understands the game. And I think his speed has been surprising some people too.
Knowing that Seattle's pass defense is not that great, 32nd overall in the NFL, how does Gary Kubiak take advantage of that while still trying to be balanced and run the ball?
I think the Vikings have already established the fact that they're going to be a run-first team, and probably have to be. I'm not sure from a protection standpoint they're quite ready to just drop back and throw the ball that time. So they've got a fantastic back in Dalvin Cook. We just haven't seen the full complement of this offense yet. We haven't seen the screen game really take off. The first couple of games, I mean, they only had like 50 snaps in the game, so they've never really established who they are, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that if they can turn this into a run the ball, play action, bootleg, continue to throw the ball down the field. You know, their average depth of target is off the charts this year. It's like around 10, which is way more than anybody else in football. And you think of the Seattle Seahawks and all the deep passes they've been throwing, you go, oh, maybe Seattle's most at that. But no, it's the Minnesota Vikings. So they don't throw it that often, but when they do, they're throwing it down the field, and they're throwing it off the play action.
Switching to the defensive side of the ball, we all know Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, phenomenal quarterback. Video game numbers this year, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. However, he is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL since entering the league in 2012. How do the Vikings pass defense take advantage of that?
You better put on your track shoes to run this guy down. I mean, The one thing that I have been thinking about a little bit with this game, though, is more and more we've seen teams try and rush Russell Wilson. That's hard to say. Rush Russell Wilson with defensive backs. So is this the game that we see Anthony Harris, that we see Harrison Smith or Gladney or one of those guys coming off the edge a little bit more? Because when you get defensive linemen or even linebackers trying to tackle and sack Russell Wilson, it's really hard. It's hard to just get your hands on the guy. And so maybe we see a little bit more blitzing out of the secondary to try and put athlete on athlete here. But you can get there. It's just a matter of once you get there, can you get them on the ground?
7:20 p.m. Central Time on NBC. Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels, Cris Collinsworth is on the call. Thank you, Cris.